What's up, everybody? Noah is back here for my full series review of the Book of Boba Fett. I'm clearly a big fan of The Mandalorian. Who isn't? Yes, I have my little friend, Baby Grogu here. When the first episode of The Mandalorian came out, we all expected it to be good and watchable. Then this little guy came on the screen at the very tail end of the episode. We thought that was a good show. It's a nice first episode building what we're going to get to. Then we got this guy. And we got this guy. And this guy stole everybody's hearts in the world. And apparently Disney was not prepared for that. I didn't think we were going to get Grogu in The Mandalorian. If you're watching this, you've already seen the show. You already know he's in it. This show was starting to be a big letdown until we got to episode 5. I did not really care for a single episode until we got to episode 5. That's over half the series. This was only 7 episodes. And with this show, what they did was they kind of just drained the excitement from Boba Fett for me. Because in the season 2 of The Mandalorian, Boba Fett was a major character in a couple of the episodes. He kicked major ass. And I mean, he kicked major ass. Shooting people, killing people like crazy, showing that he's still a badass. This season, he's tired after a little bit of movement, and he's very, very sloppy and stale with his action. What they did here was they tried to make a slower paced show, and it was so slow that right as we got to episode 5, it felt like the show was just starting to get on its feet. But that's too late. That's too late. I did not hate this series. But I think it's sad how we got to episode 5 and 6, and those were the 2 best episodes, and Boba Fett wasn't even in episode 5. He was in episode 6 for 20, 30 seconds, tops, maybe. And he was in this episode more, but I felt like this kind of built Mando and Grogu more. We're going to talk about the final episode, because the final episode is what is the culmination of all this. We've also been hearing a lot about war. We gotta have a war. We're gonna go to war. And the war happens. But what also happens is that some of us didn't get what we wanted. Now, I'm not gonna be one of those Star Wars or Marvel people who's like, I didn't get what I wanted, so this is shit. No, I'm just gonna tell you what I wanted and what we got and how I feel about it. I'm not going to bitch and moan about what we didn't get. We got what we got. The end of the 6th episode, the second to last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And also we call it The Mandalorian, because, I mean, that's what I love. I love The Mandalorian. The past couple episodes felt like the Book of Boba Fett was just kind of thrown out the window, and they added in The Mandalorian to add in some depth, some excitement, get you really sucked in to this show. So I kind of felt like The Mandalorian season 2.5. The end of the 6th episode, Luke is giving Grogu a choice. He's giving Grogu a choice, and Grogu can either take Master Yoda's lightsaber or the armor that Mando brought him, that Ahsoka gave to Luke, because apparently, which is very, very, very true. It's very true. If he saw Mando, then that would disrupt his training. Nothing can disrupt his training. Luke and Ahsoka wanted him to train to become a Master Jedi. And what we got here in the second to last episode before the end credits start is Grogu has to make a choice. Does he go with the lightsaber and become a Jedi Master in training? Or does he go back with his daddy Mando? We knew what he was going to choose, of course, but I think they went about it the wrong way. I think they went about it the wrong way. He's just kind of in the ship. Luke isn't even in this episode. I think Luke should have been there to help with the battle. And I like what they did with Grogu and Mando getting back together again. I liked how they got there. No, not how they got there, how they went about it. But you also had to make a choice, and the choice was made, but it was a very mediocre choice, because it's just kind of thrown in there. Oh, hey everybody, he's here. I think you should have had Luke at the beginning of this episode and say, so what's your choice? We do not make that choice. Grogu shows up with Luke in a ship, to help fight the battle. The end of the battle happens. Yes, you still do that episode. Sorry, that scene where Grogu jumps into Mando's arms. You do that. Because I bawled, because I'm like, that's so sweet. That's what I wanted. I got what I wanted. That is exactly what we needed. But the choice was made. There was no Luke. There was no impacting moment. It's just, oh, he chose the armor. Instead of what we got at the last episode, it was a big decision to make. He had a massive decision to make. Does he become a Jedi Master in training? Or does he go back with his daddy Mando? This episode was a jumbled mess. I enjoyed the storytelling to a point. I liked how they ended off some of this. They killed off Cad Bane. Okay, I think that's a little too freaking early. I thought you could have done more with him in the live-action verse, and they probably will in stuff that happens in the past more. But this really didn't give me all that I wanted. I thought this was a disappointment of a show. I really enjoyed 2 of the 7 episodes. I liked this one better than the first 4. I do have to say that. It was nice to see little baby Grogu again. We're going to get him in Season 3. People said at the end of Season 2, we aren't going to get him again. This guy is a cash cow. This freaking puppet is making them millions and millions of dollars. They aren't going to stop until he's officially done with the show. You aren't going to kill this guy off. You can't kill this guy off because people will revolt. If you kill this guy off, I would revolt. I thought that they did a bit of a subpar job of killing that monster. What they did was he's scaling buildings. He's being shot at. Fire stops him. But Grogu goes to protect his daddy Mando and uses the Force, and now everything's okay. I get that, yes, but this thing is massive. The Force is strong with him, yes. It is. And I love this little guy to death. He's probably he is one of my favorite characters in anything. This episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and you can definitely tell that. The action scenes were sloppily choreographed, somewhat poorly blocked. The action was somewhat well done, but the script was an issue. This is a show that I am not going to revisit. I will revisit moments. I will revisit episode 5 and 6. I will. And I will go back and watch the scene where Grogu jumps into Mando's arms. But besides that, the Book of Boba Fett had very little interesting to do with Boba Fett. This felt like a show that was going nowhere. It was a massive disappointment for me. And if you loved this show, that's awesome. I am so glad you liked this show. I personally didn't care for this show all that much until we got to the very tail end, and it just kind of let me down in a way. It let me down because we got this war set up We got Mando and Grogu. We have all these tie-ins. This show should have done more to get me excited for more Boba Fett. This did set up The Mandalorian, Season 3. How, you ask? Well, because he needs to learn how to use the Darksaber. Mando needs to learn how to use the Darksaber. That's it. He's no longer classified as a Mandalorian because he took his helmet off, and yeah. But there's my thoughts on the series, The Book of Boba Fett. How will we do with Obi-Wan? We're getting that in May. You better give me that first episode on May 4th. You better give me that first episode on May 4th, or I'm going to be pissed. On Star Wars Day, you better give me the first episode. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys next time, because I believe I think the next big series for Disney Plus, big property-wise, yes, we do have the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I will not be talking about that. I will just be watching that as a fan of the original series that I grew up with. A bit more mature than the Disney Channel original show. We will get Moon Knight in March. Moon Knight, and then we get Obi-Wan. Are we going to get what we want from Obi-Wan? I think so. I think Obi-Wan is going to be a fantastic series. It's going to be better than the Book of Boba Fett. But what did you think down below? Let me know down below in the comments, and tell me what you thought of the Book of Boba Fett. See you guys next time.